What's one thing you know that a person from the 1850s and prior wouldn't? Well, aside from the obvious, germs. It sounds weird to us now, but we once lived in a world where we weren't exactly sure where disease came from. The ancient Egyptians believed that illness was a divine punishment sent by angry gods through messengers. The ancient Greeks came up with the idea of 4 humors: blood, yellow bile, black bile, and phlegm. A balance of these humors was good health, while an imbalance resulted in illness. They also came up with the miasma theory, where bad or unhealthy smells from filth and rotting things caused disease. Both of these ideas lasted for around 2,000 years, long enough to compete with the germ theory for a while. While theories existed before, Louis Pasteur developed the modern germ theory and proved it through his experiments. The modern germ theory states that disease is caused by living microorganisms, organisms too small to be seen with the eye, invading the body. In Pasteur's most famous experiment, he heated and kept beef broth in containers that kept germs out. Mold grew only after these containers were opened, proving germs come from the air and do not appear out of nowhere. Robert Koch later expanded on these ideas, proving that specific germs cause specific diseases. Joseph Lister applied Pasteur's ideas to medicine, where surgical patients were more often than not dying from infections of their wounds, around 40% of the time. Hands and instruments were not always cleaned, and surgeons were known to wear dirty clothes in the operating theater. Instead of heat, Lister used carbolic acid to sterilize wounds and later the whole operating theater and its contents to prevent infection. Based on his experiments, he later recommended doctors to wear clean gloves and wash their hands and instruments before and after surgeries with a solution of carbolic acid. These advancements led to the mortality rate of surgeries dropping to around 3% by 1910 and the sanitary standards of modern medicine. The discovery also led to new vaccines. Pasteur and other scientists now knew what they were looking at and for. While Edward Jenner developed the first vaccine nearly 100 years prior, he could not fully explain how it worked because he did not know of germs. By complete accident, Pasteur found that by injecting animals and later humans with a weakened version of a germ, he could protect them against a full infection. He first developed a vaccine for chicken cholera with this method. An anthrax vaccine was later developed with the same method. This was proven by injecting anthrax into an unvaccinated control group of sheep and a vaccinated group. The vaccinated group survived, while the control group either died or looked visibly ill after 3 days. This helped the livestock industry, as anthrax is particularly tricky in that its spores can survive for seasons in the soil. Vaccines have proved vital in healthcare, credited with saving 3.5 million lives a year and at least 145 million over the last 50 years. Most notably, vaccines have played a large role in eradicating smallpox. Smallpox was one of the deadliest human diseases and killed 1/3 of all it infected. Its eradication is often seen as one of the most important medical achievements to date. Thank you! Here's my works cited.